welcome to the On Par podcast from the beautiful Winners Award Group showroom here in Coconut Creek. Today I have Carter Bonas with me from Spectrum Golf, which is his company. And if they're watching this on YouTube, they might be thinking, man, that guy looks pretty young to own his own company. So why don't you start off by telling us, Carter, how young are you?
Well, I just turned 13, but I started my business when I was 10.
So you started your business at 10. That's really cool. How did you come up with the idea to start your own golf business?
So I started the idea of starting my own golf business is because during the pandemic, I was worried something would happen to my mom and my dad. And if they were gone, who would hire me and how I would just make money and just live. So I asked my mom, hey, can I start my own business so I don't have to worry about this stuff? And she said no. And she said no a lot. I had to ask for 6 months straight every single day until she finally said yes. And then I was playing golf at the time, and we were having a hard time finding comfortable clothes for me. So I wondered, hey, since we're having a hard time finding comfortable clothes for me, why don't we start our own golf apparel line so I can have comfortable golf clothes and so I can give comfortable golf clothes to other people just like me.
That makes perfect sense to me. So you built this business out of necessity. You found an interesting niche and then you said, let me solve a problem, which I really appreciate. That's awesome. So starting your own business when you're an adult is a challenge. When you're 10, plus you had your mom saying no for 6 months, and I appreciate your stick-to-itiveness and determination of saying, look, I want to do this until she said yes. That's awesome. And that's a great lesson for everybody out there that says, you know what, when people tell me no, I'm going to keep trying anyway. So that's really, really cool, Carter. So how did you get started? You know, you said, okay, I want to have this golf business. What'd you do next?
So then we were coming up with the business name and the logo, and I decided on Spectrum Golf because I am high on the spectrum and I love playing golf. And we came up with the logo by writing SG, but I wrote the G backwards because I'm dyslexic. My mom was gonna tell me to change it, but my dad said it looked good. And then I looked over it again and it did look good, so we just kept it.
I like it. It's simple, it's modern, you got something different on there, you got a golf ball in the middle. That's great, man. So now you've got a logo and a name, so that's a good start.
Right.
What was the next step?
Oh, well, our next step was trying to find a manufacturer, and we got samples for the clothes, and I settled for wicking polyester, which is very comfortable and only absorbs 0.4 of your sweat. And so you stay dry while you're on the golf course. So I really like wicking polyester. So that's what all the clothes are made out of. And our manufacturer was from Egypt. So we actually went to Egypt and met our manufacturer.
What'd you like best about going to Egypt?
Well, I got to see the pyramids, and that was really awesome.
Okay. What would you change about Egypt if you could change anything you wanted?
I wouldn't change anything.
Okay, all right, that's a good answer. So you went to Egypt, you met with your manufacturer, now they're making these shirts specifically for you at this point, right?
Right.
Okay, and then they put the logo on, or you had to get somebody else to put the logo on them for you?
I think we put the logo on.
You guys put the logo on it, okay. And then, so now you've got a product, and then the next part is getting it to market, obviously. So how did you go from, all right, I had a good idea, it's a cool logo and name, now I've got a product that's, perfect for golf. I also like that material because my wife will leave clothes in the dryer, or my kids will leave clothes in the dryer, and they'll come out wrinkled, but that one does not wrinkle nearly as bad as a lot of the other materials. So kudos to you on that one. And then now you've got a product. Then what'd you do?
So then we were working on our how to get out there, and we figured a good idea what to go to the PGA show. So me and my mom, we signed up to go to the PGA show. We went there, and then I had my first interview, and that just changed everything. Then a lot of people knew about us, and they reached out, and I got more interviews, and I met to meet a lot of good people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just like we're doing today. So,
Right.
so then you've got some traction going. Is it all e-commerce? Are you selling direct to retailers, or what's the business model look like now 4 years later?
So our business model right now is that we have our own website, but we're in a couple pro shops on golf courses. The ones that we have two, but the one I remember about is the one in the country club of Coral Springs. That's where I golf mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there many times. I played in charity events there. It's a great course, very well maintained. Probably one of the best public courses in all of Broward County, if I can put my opinion on it. So you're in Coral Springs Country Club of Coral Springs, which is awesome. And then what's the website if our audience wants to go and order some Spectrum Golf swag?
So the website would be www.carterspectrumgolf.com.
Carter or Carter's?
Carter Spectrum.
Carter Spectrum Golf. So you got carterspectrumgolf.com. You can check it. And how many different types of products do you have now? I see you got a hat on as well. So
right. So we have visors, shirts, hats, pants. We have belts and sweat towels. We have neck gaiters, and we just got gloves.
All right. So you're expanding the product line. It sounds like you started small and then kind of kept growing, which is great.
Right.
Very cool. And then, so how else are you promoting your brand? Are you on social media as well, or just interviews only?
We do both. We have interviews and we do social media.
Okay, very nice. And then you had mentioned to me before we started, and I knew this from your tournament planner, Dawn Smith, who have a great friendship and relationship with. That's how we met. We do a lot of her swag and apparel for golf tournaments that she runs, and I know you have a golf tournament coming up, and I presume it benefits people on the spectrum,
right?
Because it's Spectrum Golf. So tell us about. It's a nonprofit, obviously, correct?
Right.
So tell us about your nonprofit first, and then we'll talk about the tournament specifically.
Right. So I have my own nonprofit called Carter Spectrum Golf, and we give free golf lessons to youth and veterans who wouldn't be able to afford the access to golf courses or golf equipment. So we give free golf equipment and free golf lessons.
Very cool. So it sounds like a local version of like a First Tee, like a national First Tee organization.
Right.
Okay, very nice. And then you have a golf tournament coming up. It's in a few weeks or a month or so, right? So April
25th.
April 25th, and it's at Coral Springs Country Club?
Right.
Okay, perfect. And then how can we sign up to donate so that we can participate, or are you looking for sponsors?
So yes, we are looking for sponsors, and we're looking for players for the golf tournament, and you can go to Carter's Charity Golf to sign up to play at the golf course, or to just give money to help people.
Okay, and then what else are you doing how many years have you done the golf tournament in a row now?
2.
Second year.
2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
2
So
years.
your second or third year doing it, and I mean, planning and running a golf tournament is also a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
So how do you manage your time between, obviously you're in school, you're running your own business, and you have a nonprofit, and you're 13. You turned 13 on Friday, I was told, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
Same birthday as my son Nick. Shout out to Nick D. Alberta. How do you manage your time between all these things and then still have time to do interviews and manage your social media? Like, how do you manage everything, Carter?
So the way I manage everything is just a person who really helps with my social media stuff and just helping me with my business overall is my mom and dad.
Okay. And what kind of things are they doing? Are they more helping you with content? Are they more on the operations side? Because every great business owner lets people do what they're good at. So what are they good at that you either aren't that good at or don't have time to do that they can help complement you?
So yes, they do the stuff that I'm not good at, and they just help me with stuff. So running a golf tournament is a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and my dad help me, and of course I do the work too. But I think social media, my mom mainly helps me with social media.
With social media, which is a whole nother full-time job, and I know she's got a full-time job, and probably dad does too, so that's really awesome that you guys can do this together and have that extra family time while you're actually doing something good, earning money for your business, earning money to help kids and veterans learn how to play golf, and probably learn some life skills and networking out of that as well.
Right.
Very, very cool. So what do you do as far as networking? Because golf and networking and business seem to all intertwine, and that's one of our big principles here on the show. So how do you meet all these great people other than just, going into interviews, and the PGA show, of course?
So the way I met a lot of my friends and good people is just by my first PGA show interview. A lot of people reached out to me and they wanted to talk to me. I talked to them. Most of them were podcasts, and I was on there. I got multiple interviews, and that's how more people learned about me. And then I went on their podcast. So I think how people learn about me is that sometimes I'm on the news, I do interviews, and I do podcasts.
Very nice. Do you have your own podcast yet?
No, not yet.
It's coming, it sounds like. If you're on that many, at some point you get the idea that you want to start your own, kind of like I did. So I'll tell you, it's really cool. And then, so tell me about your golf game. Well, we're not on the subject at all, but tell me about your golf game. How did you get into golf in the first place? And then how did that evolve 4 years later?
So, yes, how I got into golf is actually my mom's friend said, "Hey, Carter, you live on a golf course," which I didn't know at the time. And they said, "You should go out and play golf sometimes." And I went out to play golf for that first time, and I just loved it.
You loved it immediately.
Right.
All right. I wish I started playing when I was 10, because I tell you, all the players that I know that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up to 80s, that are really good at golf started playing, let's say, before they were in high school. So you got a head start. It sounds like you're already building a great network and database. The sky's the limit for you, Carter.
Yeah.
So you're 13 now. You're probably not even necessarily thinking about what the next steps are after high school, because you're not even in high school yet. But what do you see for your future down the road? Are you going to be an entrepreneur? Are you going to start other companies? Are you going to keep growing these? What do you see for yourself in the future?
What I see for myself is just being a great person and a better person, helping the world any way I can, and just helping as many people as I can.
That's about the best answer we could possibly want to hear. And I'll tell you, I guarantee you're a guy that people will like to play golf with. Yeah. Because anybody who's a good person is a good person to play golf with. Very cool. So what else can you share with our audience? Do you have a great on-course story? Do you have a great off-course story about maybe people that you met at the PGA show or out on the course? Give me a couple stories, Carter, because our audience, just like many golfers, love to tell and listen to stories.
Well, I actually got to meet two golf legends, which are Alex Cheka and Ernie Els.
Wow, okay, very cool. And Ernie Els, I know, is a huge philanthropist. He has the Els Foundation for Autism, which I've been to several of those events, golf and not golf events. So tell us about Mr. Els.
Oh, Mr. Els is just a very nice person, and he's just the best to be around.
Yeah, he's the guy you want to hang out with.
Right.
That's most golfers. What about Cheka?
Well, I actually challenged him to a chipping contest once.
Oh, come on, tell me you beat him.
I was so close to beating him, but
okay.
I didn't beat him.
Okay.
I was really close to.
Yeah. So do you watch golf and go to golf events as well, or not really?
I do go to golf events and I watch golf.
And you watch golf. Okay, so who's your favorite golfer right now on the tour?
My favorite golfer is Ernie Els, but I haven't been watching the tour that much.
Okay, so Els is the man.
Right.
All right, I like it. Well, listen, man, we're more than happy to help you with your tournament in any way that we can. We'll promote it. We'll definitely get with Mom on social media. Kirsten Frey is our producer, so he's going to get with Dr. Thelma, your mom, and see how they can kind of cross promote it and get the word out there. And we'll send you all this so that you can share it with your audience as well.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming down here today. Thanks so much for your time, Carter. Have a great one.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys next week on the On Par podcast. Listen to us every Thursday from the Winners Award Group showroom. I'm Drew D. Alberta, your host. Have a great week.